There's been a massive deterioration in the number of opportunities for people to get work experience, and today I was asking the audience about their experience of being younger, and most of the audience and the employers had work experience, had Saturday jobs. Young people still want those Saturday jobs, and that sort of experience or traineeship or apprenticeship is critical to get employment. And so what we've heard today is, with the death of the Saturday job, employers really need to step up, work better with the education system, and actually find ways of encouraging more traineeships, more apprenticeships, because companies cannot afford to ignore this. Companies cannot afford to not have apprenticeships, because in years to come, young people will look at those same companies and say, why haven't you got an apprenticeship scheme? Because that's an expectation. We expect you to do that. The other thing is, although we're in recession, young people will remember, either as customers or investors in the future, they will remember how you treated them. And there are too many organisations at the moment who are not even responding to applications, who are not treating, who are not providing advice and help and support to young people who are applying. Those same young people will remember that. So there is a real call to arms here for employers to stand up, to start providing better experiences, to improve the recruitment methodologies and the responsiveness to young people, because it will all pay off. And by the way, all of this isn't just to be nice and good and to improve your CSR ratings. This makes real sense because there are so many advantages in terms of technology, in terms of youthfulness, in terms of creativity, in terms of collaboration that young people can bring to the workplace, that if we can just start thinking differently and start focusing on the needs of young people, then the businesses will benefit from it. So this isn't just a CSR activity, this is a real business benefit. There is a real, as I called it today, there's a real carrot and there's a real stick around why young people, and we should focus on a young people strategy.
And is there any specific examples from McDonald's where young people have brought in creative thinking or anything like that? Or how do you manage sort of the routes in for young people?
One of the things about the workplace at the moment is it's going to be the most intergenerationally diverse workforce that we've ever seen for employers. So in other words, people are staying in employment longer, and so the span of people from sort of 16 to 80 has never been so diverse. What you read in a lot of the literature is a lot about how people are different, older people, younger people. What we're seeing is some of the advantages that you can really think through about having younger people and older generations working together, whether that be mentoring, whether that be the young people getting the older workers more used to digital, more used to technology, and so there is a real benefit for the organisation and for the individuals in actually getting the mix of generations working in the workplace much better and actually optimising that.
Fantastic. And what skills is it that young people are sort of lacking? What skills is work experience teaching them? Interpersonal skills, perhaps?
There are a lot of myths out there about young people. And the number one myth that always concerns me is that people of my generation assume that young people are the most confident generation in decades. They wear hoodies, they ask questions, they seem to be disrespect hierarchy, they seem to be very direct. The reality is that we are facing the least confident generation in decades. They call it Generation C, by the way, the click generation. And what they're good at is they're good at collaborating and they're good at being connected and all of these things. But the reality is that they are the least confident generation for a whole variety of reasons. Now, as employers, we need to wake up and realise that, because when you're recruiting them, when you're integrating young people into the workplace, you have to be aware that although they ask questions, although they wear hoodies, although they may be very direct, they are not confident. So integration into the workplace through traineeships that are structured, through work experience and so on, is incredibly important because we are facing the least confident generation in decades.
Thank you very much. That's really interesting. Thank you.